All right. So now Gaius Baltar, or as many people say, Gaius frackin' Baltar, a character a lot of people love to hate, who had a lot of mixed loyalties in the series, from what I hear. The Gaius Baltar is probably my favorite character to play. He's not one that I recommend for new characters because you're more likely to be a Cylon. I like being a Cylon. I almost never get to be a Cylon, and so I like to try uh, to be a Cylon. So for me, his negative coward is that he draws two loyalty cards at the beginning of the game. Well, that's a positive for me because I'd like to be a Cylon and I never get to be a Cylon. So it gives you an extra chance. It's not a huge extra chance. I think in a five-player game, it is like 16% more likely to be a Cylon, something like that, maybe 14%, somewhere in there. So it's not a big bump, but it's a little bit. You're a little more likely to be a Cylon. That's kind of nice, at least if you want to be a Cylon. If I'm a new player, to be honest, as a new player, you really kind of want to hope to be a human the first turn a game. It's just easier to play, and so for that reason, Baltar's not great. His delusional intuition once per turn is actually, I'm really a big fan of that. It lets you see he only draws four. Look, two, one, and one. He only draws four skill cards at the beginning of his turn, but then right before the crisis, sorry, after he draws the crisis. So he gets to see the crisis card and then choose draw an extra his fifth skill card from any color, which is a really great it's he can always be drawing a skill card of the right color, or if you're a Cylon, you can draw a skill card of the wrong color and make sure that you can spike the skill check. So that's great. The Cylon detector is awesome. So he can look at all the loyalty cards belonging to another player, and then he can either say they are or aren't a Cylon. He doesn't have to say anything, but he gets to know. So Baltar is definitely a better president. Like, his character works better as president than Rosalind does. He's a stronger president than she is. Um, and the fact that he can look at loyalty cards belonging to other players. So it makes him a better human, makes him a better Cylon. He's a good player to play. One of the things, though, if you're a newer player and you do see someone's loyalty cards, that almost always puts you in an awkward situation where people are now going to be questioning your loyalty because you looked at someone else's cards and they're wondering, like, can we trust what this person said about that other person? So, and people don't really trust other people who have more information than them. So you've got the quorum deck and you've got the Cylon detector. So, he's a little more difficult to play, nowhere near as hard as Rosalind. And he's a lot of fun. More of a, like, second or third time you play kind of character. So that's pretty much it for Baltar. But definitely Baltar and Boomer are the two characters that are most likely to be Cylons, even though it's not a huge increase in likelihood. And then the next one up is Zarek.